And we do continue our coverage now of the Astroworld tragedy, the final report. I'm Haley Hernandez.
And I'm Brittany Jeffers. Now, just hours ago, Houston police released the final report. It's a 1,266-page document all about the incident. KPRC2 investigator Robert Arnold has been following every development here for the past 21 months. He joins us here again with on the midday with just some of the takeaways here, Robert.
Yeah, we're still plowing through it. The entire Investigates team is like taking this in chunks and trying to go through it, because not only is it 1,266 pages, it's incredibly detailed information, especially in certain parts. We're talking just dozens and dozens of witness interviews. They talk about 5.3 terabytes of video that had to be gathered, downloaded, backed up, not only for HPD, but for the FBI, as well as presentations to the district attorney's office. Now, we know that a grand jury declined to indict anyone, but there are still several civil cases that are moving forward. One of the things that we had been drilling down, especially over the last nearly 2 years since this incident, was what exactly happened when they tried to shut the show down, and then why it took so long. As a matter of fact, it took 33 minutes from the time that they tried to stop that show to the time that they actually shut things down. Now, shortly after the deaths of 10 people, if you'll recall, Chief Troy Finner said the ultimate show-stop authority rests with the entertainer and the people in charge of the concert. But when police interviewed an attorney who spoke with the head of safety and security for NRG Park, Ryan Boros, a different answer emerged. And what I'm going to be reading now is a quote here. He stated Ryan Boros stated HPD was not put in control of the safety and security of the crowd. HPD was in the command post, but they were not responsible to stop the show. Mr. Boros mentioned, though, in 2019 that HPD, T. Finner, that's Troy Finner, had to get on stage to stop the show at the Astroworld Festival in 2019. He stated the highest ranking officer there could stop that show. Now, Chief Finner was also interviewed as part of this investigation, and the chief stated that he started heading back to the concert around 9:20 p.m. after a call with the commanding officer on the scene. That's going to be Assistant Chief Larry Satterwhite. Finner says he got to NRG Park at 10 p.m. and he told the chief that the concert should have ended and asked why was the music still playing. Satterwhite then told Chief Finner he had ordered them to end the show and that this would be the last song. He stated, Ryan Boros stated HPD was, again, not put in control of that, but there was that big confusion, and we had really talked about that confusion as to who had that ultimate show-stop authority. Travis Scott's attorney had pointed out that in 2019 that Finner stopped the show. When it was going over curfew, he actually pulled the plug. So it shows that police actually can stop the show. But Finner was like, look, the ultimate authority here was with the entertainer, the people in charge of the event. And so we got a better idea of that 33 minutes, why it took so long. So when HPD went to the staff and said, okay, we need to get a hold of Travis, we need to tell him to stop it. The crowd's getting too hot. We're starting to see people show up at the medical tent, all of that. It took 33 minutes, and that's because when they went from there, they tried to figure out who could talk to Travis when he was on stage. So they went to a manager who was here, and then went back and forth, and they finally found out the auto-tunes guy backstage, that's the guy who can talk to Travis in his ear. And so they finally got a hold of that guy who goes by the nickname Busy and said, hey, you need to tell Travis that once Drake leaves the stage, now bear in mind, once Drake leaves the stage, you need to go out and stop the show. Okay. Not that, hey, you need to get out there and end it now. Yeah. Boom, period, do it. No, once Drake's finished, stop the show, which, according to Kent Schaefer, Travis Scott's attorney, he did. He came out after Drake finished, did an abbreviated last song, and that was it, said goodnight. And he said that Travis had no idea that anybody was hurt.
Yeah, this is 33 minutes while
Right, it took 33 minutes from that whole thing of we need to stop it to it actually stopping. And you know, one of the most gut-wrenching accounts that I read in here was from one of the security guards, an Edward Belafonte, who was near the main stage, and he talked about people were screaming to get out and that they were suffocating, and he said that they were acting drowsy, and he couldn't tell at first, was it a lack of oxygen or were they on drugs? But then he said as people were being pulled out, they would take 3 or 4 breaths and then they would vomit because they'd been suffocating. So, I mean, it's really horrific, and we're still barely scratching the surface of everything that was uncovered in this report. But as we said, again, Harris County Grand Jury declined to indict anyone on criminal charges, but those civil lawsuits continue to
So can anything else come from this? This is just us learning these.
At this point, at this point, maybe it can be used in the civil lawsuit. It would be hard to imagine that the battery of attorneys that are representing all the people who filed lawsuits over this festival didn't have this yet. So
They released
in terms of criminal, it would be doubtful if anything new would come from this. Matter of fact, HPD, this is what was presented to the DA's office and again, supposedly to the grand jury. And so the chief had said at the time, this is it. This is the sum total of our work. And once we redact all the personal information, we're going to put out for the public so everybody can read it for themselves. But this is it. That's it. The investigation is closed.
Are you going to have reports coming up?
Oh, yes. My colleagues, Mario Diaz, Rilwan Balogan, are going to be joining me for the later shows, and we're going to have much more reporting on this, many more layers to go through.
Yeah,
Extensive.
certainly are.
Certainly. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Robert. Appreciate it. Well, also new at noon, we have learned that the courts have settled at least one class action lawsuit connected to the Astroworld tragedy. Yesterday, a federal judge ordered preliminary approval for victims asking for refunds in their tickets. Now, this lawsuit claims over 5,000 concert goers were not issued refunds after the two-day concert was canceled after the first day. A final hearing is now set for December.